medal podium where Canadian Karen Coburn stood last night is in plain view at Superdome. Earlier today in training, teammate Matt Turgeon couldn't help looking at it a little longingly, perhaps. Maybe, just maybe, it's his turn now. Well, he's the Canadian champion, is Matthew Turgeon, but what's he bring to the table in this event?
Turgeon is the ultimate extreme athlete. He loves the challenge of this sport, especially the fear factor. He's known for his big skills, and he's going to be a crowd favorite. And I think that he's going to thrive off the energy of the crowd tonight, and that's going to be an advantage.
Speaking of the crowd, it'll be a big one. More than 13,000 here at Superdome. That's bigger than most of these athletes have ever performed in front of. But Matt Turgeon says, no problem.
I'm looking forward to being in front of the big crowds. So I've done some trampoline demonstrations. I've been at NBA shows, so I know what it's like, kind of bouncing in front of thousands of people. It's a bit bigger than maybe what I've ever done, but I think it's kind of it's motivating. It pumps you up. It gets your adrenaline going through your body.
Canada's Matthew Turgeon. Meantime, Alexander Moskalenko of Russia is the four-time world champion, Laurie, and the favorite in this event. What do you think of him?
Moskalenko has been at the top of this sport for many years. His opponents say that this is his gold medal to lose, but he is dealing with an ankle injury and hasn't been able to train very much. He says he's all right, but some people say that he's hiding the severity of this injury. I guess we'll find out very quickly if that plays a factor in his gold medal quest.
Another name to keep in mind is that of Dmitry Polyarush of Belarus. He holds the world difficulty record. The second night of trampoline belongs to the men here at the Superdome. Super Tramp at the Superdome, all sport on this occasion. 12 vying for the final 8 after the compulsories. David Martin of France leads, followed by Dmitry Polyarush. The Australian Jai Wallace and Alexander Moskalenko are tied next. Matthew Turgeon of Canada stands tied for 7th, heading to the optionals. 30-year-old Alexander Moskalenko of Russia has waited a long time for the Olympic Games. 4 world championships to his credit. Stood third after compulsory exercises, tied for third with Jai Wallace of Australia. He actually retired after his world championship in 1994 in Porto, Portugal, and said, what use is there to go on? There's nothing to go to, no Olympic Games. But when he heard that there would be trampoline at the Olympics, he made a comeback before the last world championships, which he won.
He's planning a huge amount of difficulty. It actually equals Matthew Turgeon's a 14.0. That first skill was a big one. It's worth 1.6. There are 2 judges that judge only the difficulty and 5 judges that judge the execution. High and low are thrown out. 3 are added together, and then they add the difficulty, and he had a solid routine.
There is Dmitry Polyarush of Belarus, who currently has the lead after the optional exercise, trying to get to the final 8.
We talked about this first skill. It is 3 flips in a piked position, half out, and it sets up the rest of the routine. Judges are looking for nice, tight body positions in the air, pointed toes, straight legs, and they want to see them kick out at 12 o'clock, and of course, stay nice and square on the trampoline bed.
Moskalenko's close personal friend, Irina Karavaeva, won the gold medal in the women's trampoline last night. Crowd subdued here. Look at the score, though. A 40.6 for Alexander Moskalenko, the master. Combine that with his 28.4 in the compulsories, and he's up to 69, clearly into the lead. Big moment now for 21-year-old Matthew Turgeon of Unionville, Ontario. There's his compulsory score, 27.9. He was tied for 7th. His mom and dad, Andre Turgeon and Muguette, are in the stands here at the Superdome to watch him. They'll record it all for posterity. Matthew Turgeon, a former lacrosse player, turned to trampoline, a kinesiology student at York University in Toronto, trying to make the final 8 here.
His first and last skill are his most difficult ones. But his 4th skill is going to be crucial to the outcome of this routine. Needs to go high and be centered.
Throws the big difficulty.
And he's been very focused all day. As Coach Dave Ross says he needs to just go on autopilot. This skill right here. Okay, he's under control. Looks good. Losing a little bit of height. Little struggle right there at the end, but he got through routine. He's relieved. He should be happy.
The 2000 national champion, Matt Turgeon, his coach Dave Ross of Skyriders. There was some difficulty right at the end of the routine.
That's his opening skill. It's out of a 1.6 difficulty rating. Seeing him travel just slightly right there. And here comes the crucial skill. He had a few form deductions here and there. See some bent legs. But not a bad routine.
Looking out for his score here at the Superdome. Matt Turgeon, 38.2 with that 14 difficulty. So he's been able to raise himself into the final. He currently ranks 5th with a total of 66.1 and will move on. His parents, Andre and Muguet, in the stands like that. They'll see Matthew Turgeon in the final, where they wipe the slate clean. Meantime, Dmitry Polyarush of Belarus looks on as the last competitor in the preliminary or the qualifying competition. David Martin of France. He led after the compulsories with a 28.6. And Laurie, he has the big tricks in his bag.
Absolutely. He's planning a 13.6, not quite as high as Matthew, but he can get some height. We've seen him in practice, and he's been very impressive. He's been training hard for this night. He comes from a very well-structured and well-funded French program. They're looking for some big results here. Take a look at that height. It's just incredible. Oh, beautiful routine.
Bronze medalist at the last World Championships, 23-year-old David Martin. As you look at Alexander Moskalenko, the 4-time world champion. Martin lives in Antibes, France, and I really thought, Laurie, that his routine demonstrated the great height, the big skill, and the crowd loved it.
Oh, it was very exciting. Definitely a crowd pleaser. Look at that height. They can get up to 6 meters high. It's plenty of time to finish every skill nice and clean, kick it out, and see the trampoline. These athletes actually can see the trampoline through most of their skills. They're spotting it as they come down and as they leave it. Every rotation, they can spot that cross right there in the middle.
Martin has had 5 top 5 finishes on the World Cup circuit this year. Leader after the compulsories. His score is a 39.8 in the optionals. And when you combine that with his first competition, it's a 68.4 to rank 2nd behind Alexander Moskalenko of Russia. The 8 who have qualified for the final in men's trampoline, Alexander Moskalenko of Russia, the leader. David Martin of France is next, followed by Dmitry Polyarush of Belarus. Canada's Matt Turgeon qualified here in 6th position, so he'll be moving on to the final at Superdome.
Coming up on 7 a.m. Eastern, back in Canada, it's almost 10 o'clock at night here, Saturday night in Australia, as we welcome you back to the 27th Olympiad. A reminder for our viewers in the northern United States, you'll have a chance to see Maurice Green and hear your Star-Spangled Banner coming up. We'll go back to Olympic Stadium for his medal presentation, the winner of the men's 100 meters, and we'll certainly bring back both the sprint finals a little bit later on in our coverage. Well, Scott Oak mentioned to Scotty McIntosh, you put a lot into 4 years to get to the Olympics, and when we go to trampoline, we hear the same story, of course, with Matt Turgeon Turgeon, a 21-year-old from Unionville who, whether it's upside down or right side up, has put together one of the most technically difficult routines in all of trampolining. So let's meet the young man now.
The Olympians, presented by Royal Bank Financial Group, supporting Canada's Olympic athletes since 1947.
Come on, go, jump, go, 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 go. Come on, Matt. You got it. Yeah. Good stuff.
Matt's unstoppable.
Who? Me?
There's a fine line between madness and genius, so we're not really sure which side Matt's on.
What?
He's crazy, pretty much. Down to one word, crazy.
You got that right.
I first did gymnastics for about 2 to 3 weeks, but gymnastics never grabbed me like trampoline did.
That's fine enough.
When I was in gymnastics, they told me about this new club, which was Skyriders Trampoline Place. So I got there on the first day that the club was open on the first class.
Not too long into the program, maybe a couple of months into the program, he, for example, got banned from doing back somersaults.
I just had learned doing backflips. I had this problem. See, wherever I started on the trampoline, I would land on the end deck.
We didn't really occur to us at that time that this kid is fearless, because most people, once they fall like that, they don't want to do it again. You have to coach them to do it again. The other thing that we noticed right away was that he was a tramp hog.
You know, I'd get off from one trampoline and I'd go steal a turn from the next trampoline, and then, you know, my coaches had to kick me off the trampoline.
I like to encourage his fanaticism by, you know, telling him that it's difficult to compete against obsession.
I wanted to do harder and harder routines. I want to do bigger skills and just put them in different, harder combinations. DD, or the degree of difficulty, it's just it's a pretty mathematical way of determining the difficulty of skills.
Most of the points for difficulty in trampoline are for the number of flips and twists.
In training, I did a 16.0 DD routine, which is the world record in training. So if you figure it out, trampoline routines are 10 tricks. So the average of every skill has to be 1.6. So there's a lot of flips and twists going on. You're bouncing 20 feet up in the air, even more, and you gotta try to land on that cross. You have the strength to keep that height up and be able to do doubles and triple somersaults. Trampoline definitely belongs in the Olympics.
He checks with Dave Ross. I got it.
We are expecting to do the most difficult routine at the competition, and I think that he's going to turn a few heads and certainly perhaps be the audience favorite.
First off, gotta make finals. And then from there, I think anything can happen.
Well, it's now a fresh start for 21-year-old Matthew Turgeon in the final 8 here at the Superdome, the men's trampoline. Karen Coburn of Canada won a bronze medal. In the stands are Matthew's mom and dad, Andrea and Huguette. And now the scores from the preliminary competition are wiped away, the compulsory and the optional. This is purely an optional exercise for Turgeon in the final.
And that's an advantage for him since his optional exercise is his best. He's known for his difficulty. They were thinking of increasing his difficulty for the finals. But I think strategically he's best to just do the same routine he did in the preliminaries and try and clean up the form. The two performers before him have actually come off the trampoline, could not complete their whole routine. So this keeps the door open for him. Big skill here. He takes it nice and high this time. Very nice. Very good air sense. Oh, that is a much better routine this time around, just when he needs it.
Matthew Turgeon salutes to the Canadian fans here at the Superdome. Down to greet his coach, Dave Ross of the Skyriders, and Turgeon is very happy with that. He has been focused throughout the evening, not wanting to look at any of the other competitors, and this by far was his best routine, Lori.
He had much better form this time around and much better control. Seeing him in nice tight pike positions, nice tight laid out positions, arms directly by the side. It's exactly what the judges are looking for.
Matthew qualified to the final 8 in 6th position. Remember, though, that only the optional exercise counts now. It's a one-shot deal, and Matthew Turgeon has delivered for Canada here. Now, at the World Championships in South Africa, 1999, he was 11th. He will surely move up here. That is a record score for Matthew Turgeon in an optional exercise, 39.10, and he's in first position. So Turgeon has done the job for Canada and put the pressure on the rest of these competitors here. There is Alan Villafert of the Netherlands, who you referred to, Laurie. He was off the trampoline and recorded a very low score, opening the door for Matthew Turgeon. And now from Great Britain, this is Lee Brearley, 20 years old, from Manchester, the youngest competitor in this field.
I'm sure he's feeling the nerves right now. Not quite the experience of some of the other competitors.
And a lower difficulty rating than the exercise of Matt Turgeon of Canada.
He will perform a 13.4. That is the first skill is the same that we've seen from every competitor in this competition. It's one of the most difficult ones, and they choose to do it up first. Slight travel there at the end, but he handled the pressure very well.
14th position at the last World Championships in South Africa. Lee Brearley, a student. He scored a 38.3 in the preliminary part of the competition in his optional exercise.
Beautiful positions in the air, and you can take a look at his head position. Never comes out of line. And they want to spot the trampoline as soon as they can. But your first instinct when you get on a trampoline, when you want to do a back flip, is to throw your head backwards, and that is the wrong technique.
Waiting for the score. 20-year-old from Manchester, Lee Brearley. Matthew Turgeon has scored 39.1 to lead this competition. And a reminder, that's a record score for Turgeon. Here's a 37.9 for Brearley. So Turgeon remains in first place. And now there are 4 competitors left. Here at the Superdome, big crowd, about 13,000. The next to compete will get a big greeting from the fans here. "23-year-old Jai Wallace from Lismore, Victoria."
Boy, these fans are loving this competition.
Been all over the newspapers here. Wallace believes he can win Australia's first gymnastics medal. Had a little bit of trouble in his warm-up for this final. Traveled very near the end of his warm-up routine and banged into the end of the trampoline.
Certainly gave us all a scare. They have up to 1 minute before they must begin their routine. He wants to make certain that he has good rhythm and good control. Trying to get ample height. Showing good control. The gymnast can perform up to 25 twists and 20 flips in a routine. Oh, he is happy. Tremendous routine.
Tremendous reception. Well, if this sport was looking for a good kickoff, this is it. Jai Wallace basks in the sunshine of the Superdome.
He's worked extremely hard for this moment, and it may pay off. Boy, this crowd is out of control. They love this, and he performed extremely well. Beautiful positions in the air. Just a slight travel outside the box there, but such a difficult routine, performed very well.
You know, they've held world championships in the sport of trampoline since 1964. In 1988, they decided that they would put it in the Olympic Games, and doesn't Jai Wallace love that now? 39.3 to go past Turgeon of Canada and into the lead. Three to go in the final round. Matthew Turgeon is second, trying to hold on to a medal. Here's Dmitry Polyarush of Belarus trying to knock him off.
You can see the height that these athletes get. Such tremendous power in their quads, their glutes, and they have to be very strong in their abdomen and back muscles to keep in control when they hit the trampoline. Oh, major
Big
travel there. He has the experience, he can get it back under control. But there will be a deduction for that first travel. Okay, this is going to be tough on the judges. That was a good routine, but I'm not sure if it's good enough.
Smile gone and a bit of a grin there, knowing that there were some errors in that routine. It's a fine line for Dmitry Polyarush of Belarus.
He gets tremendous height and beautiful positions. He actually kicks out a lot of his skills, puts a little bit of an extra flair on them, but there was a problem right here. Major travel, a couple feet across. He did pull it back into control, but it may not be enough. You can see the flair there as he kicks out his elements. Nice tight arm position by his side, but right there was a problem.
Now, Polyarush does throw the big difficulty, which could be a major factor in this here. Polyarush's score is a 38-10, which puts him in third position. Matt Turgeon of Canada is still second. The leader is an Australian, Jai Wallace. And this crowd senses something now with 2 to go. They know that Jai Wallace is going to win a medal. First gymnastics medal for Australia. So already history has been made, but how far can he go? Up next is David Martin of France, a 23-year-old. Bronze at the last World Championships in Sun City, South Africa. Now, Martin throws tremendous height in terms of his routine. The difficulty rating is not as high as Matthew Turgeon's.
Actually, he has written down that he will increase his difficulty for the final. We'll see if he changes his strategy here and does the same routine, trying to get a good, clean performance.
I see you've written down there, Lori, that he's clocked in for a 14.5, almost unheard of.
Judges are looking for uniform height throughout the entire routine. He is clean so far. Oh, he is happy. Almost a problem right there at the end, but he kept it under control.
Big pump of the fist and a big reception even from Jai Wallace, the leader, for David Martin of France.
These judges will have a tough time here, looking at every single element, looking for pointed toes and straight legs, trying to determine who is the best performer.
Right around that target area. Little bit of a travel.
Just that small travel right there at the end. Beautiful camera views, and he is excited.
One of the greatest pumps I've ever seen at the end of a routine. Martin, the 23-year-old from Antibes, France. Waiting on his score, and the judges are taking their time with this one. It was initially to be a high difficulty rating of 14.5 for David Martin. See if the judges give him everything that he had hoped for in terms of the moves during the routine.
Scott, I think he went more conservative with that routine. I don't think he pulled out all the difficulty. The judges aren't sure what they should do.
Big anticipation on the part of the crowd. Let's take a look at it. Well, it's a 38.8 for David Martin. That means a medal for Matthew Turgeon of Canada. And Matthew Turgeon is excited about that. Karen Coburn won the bronze in the women's trampoline. Matt Turgeon has at least a medal here. Jai Wallace of Australia is ecstatic, and so is this crowd. Well, you were right, Laurie. David Martin of France did not get the high difficulty rating he was looking for.
He actually lowered his difficulty, and that hurt.
Final say now, Alexander Moskalenko, the 30-year-old four-time world champion. Irina Karavieva of Russia, his teammate, won the gold medal in the women's tramp last night. But another big night for Canada. At least a bronze medal for Matt Turgeon of Unionville, Ontario. He is currently in second position. Moskalenko can change the results.
And remember, Moskalenko has that sore foot. It's 18 times the body weight of pressure when he hits the bottom of his spring. Very strong routine so far. Excellent job. Will it be enough?
Well, that might be it. The long wait might be over for Alexander Moskalenko. His coach, Vitaly Dubko, greets him. Moskalenko retired, came back, and now may have an Olympic gold medal. Jai Wallace of Australia is the current leader. 39.3 is the score to beat. Matt Turgeon has a 39.1 to stand second.
He had the same difficulty planned, and it's the same difficulty we saw Matthew Turgeon do. Very clean routine.
Well, here's the result. 41.7 for the four-time world champion Alexander Moskalenko. He wins the gold medal hands down. The crowd quieted it, but only slightly, because Jai Wallace will take the silver medal, Australia's first gymnastics medal at an Olympic Games, and the bronze medal goes to Matt Turgeon, 21 years old, of Canada. A second consecutive bronze medal in the sport of trampoline here at the Superdome. Matt Turgeon to go along with Karen Coburn, 2 bronze in trampoline for Canada.
Meantime, over at the Superdome, let's get back to the story of Matthew Turgeon capturing a bronze medal in the inaugural performance of trampoline here at the Olympic Games. Scott Russell with a wrap and some reaction.
Men's trampoline, first time at the Olympic Games. The gold medal goes to four-time world champion Alexander Moskalenko of Russia. Jai Wallace of Australia takes the silver, and the bronze for the second night in a row. This time, Matthew Turgeon of Canada. New record, bronze medal, second night in a row. Tell us about it.
I couldn't believe it. My personal best, the best routine I've ever done. And I mean, it's a surprise. I mean, I've wanted this, but you know, I don't know. I'm just so stoked right now.
We watched you throughout the competition. You had your eyes down. You didn't want to look at any other competitor. Was that just a tool to focus on what you had to do?
Well, I don't know. Past competitions, I think I was maybe looking around too much, and maybe that's throwing me off. This time I was trying to just focus on my own thing. Just, you know, just think about my own routine. Then I did it, and you know, the best routine of my life. And yo!
You had a nice moment when it was all done. You took that flag around. The crowd was with you. I mean, they loved Jai Wallace here for his medal. can you relate what?
Canadians out here
Yeah, yeah. Can you relate what that was like for the sport to compete in front of that big a crowd and to have that kind of success?
I don't know, but it's just amazing. My parents are out there, and they're just, you know, I can almost see tears like in my mom's eyes. I was like, I'm so glad I made them proud. You know, it's just, it's great.
Greatest day of your life so far?
Yeah, it's just.
All right, congratulations, man.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Yeah. The first World Championships in trampoline were held in 1964. Alexander Moskalenko of Russia won his first in 1990 in Essen, Germany. Now coming out of retirement, he is finally the Olympic champion in a sport he has waited so long for. And what a worthy champion he is, Lori. Did the job all night.
He was beautiful. Every one of his routines were clean, high, and very difficult. He did the job. He's the veteran. And now he has the payoff.
30-year-old Alexander Moskalenko of Russia. And there'll be a big cheer here for the silver medal. There it is. First gymnastics medal at the Olympic Games for the Australians. And it comes courtesy of Jai Wallace, a 24-year-old from Victoria.
I thought the stadium was going to come down after his performance. Such an incredible, courageous routine.
And trampoline has what it wants. Olympic recognition, but also some kind of a love affair going on with the fans here at the Superdome. A very popular event. And they also have a homegrown silver medalist. Second a night in a row that Canada puts its stamp on Olympic trampoline. Matthew Turgeon wins the bronze medal to go along with the one that Karen Coburn won last night. He's a kinesiology student at York University in Toronto, his second year there. Great body awareness, and what a great attitude. Matthew Turgeon came up big when he had to, and that was in the final.
What a tremendous competitor. Came in ranked lower, hit his final routine when it counted. About 25 seconds of glory there. He did it when it counted, and now he has the medal.
There are the Canadians in the stands. Big crowd here at the Superdome in excess of 13,000. Moskalenko, Jai Wallace, and the bronze to Turgeon of Canada.